What is up guys, and welcome back to another TBC Classic gold farming video. So today we are doing something that I haven't done in a while, and that is checking out an add-on. I want to give a massive shout out to Bowhide Bob on my Discord server for letting me know about this add-on, because it's a really good add-on for gold farming, especially when farming specific resources, but it can also be helpful for those of you who either work or study from home and have the ability to have WoW in the background without actively playing it, but still wanting to make some gold, or if you just want to play a different game but also want to farm gold in the background at the same time, or if you just simply want to do anything else while also playing WoW in the background. Basically, it's an add-on that helps you farm gold in a specific way, and I truly think it's fantastic. So let's talk about it. The add-on is called Minimap Alert, and you can find it on CurseForge, maybe even WoWup or any other WoW or add-on program, but I know for a fact that you can find it on CurseForge, and I will give you guys a link to the add-on on CurseForge in the description of this video. The way this add-on works is that it can ping you anytime that something shows up on your minimap, and this ping consists of either flashing your WoW icon on your taskbar, flashing your screen, or play a sound. In this case, you could for example set it up to play a sound, turn on your World of Warcraft sound all the way up to full, and it will ping you whenever, it will ping you with a sound anytime anything shows up on your minimap. Note that in order for this actually to send you a ping, you need to set up the add-on so it knows what you're looking to track. And to do that, just go into your in-game interface, go to add-ons, then find Minimap Alert, and then look for the tracking list. In here you can put in the names of specific items that you want the add-on to track, and when an item corresponding to one of those names shows up on your minimap, it will ping you. This way you can track herbalism on your minimap, but you won't get pinged when a Dreaming Glory shows up, unless you specifically put Dreaming Glory in your tracking list, and therefore you won't get any unnecessary pings, and you can set it up to ping you or track whatever you want. Now, where this becomes both interesting and useful is obviously herbalism and mining, as you can track those resources on the minimap, and by using this add-on you can basically camp one location that has multiple respawn locations within it, and simply wait for respawns. You can also use it to farm mana thistles, which are incredibly lucrative, and by using this add-on, you can make over 100 gold per hour while being almost AFK. For example, if you're working, studying, writing, or doing literally anything else on your computer, by alt-tabbing when the add-on pings you, you can grab that mana thistle, then alt-tab back to whatever else you are doing, and while you might be getting way less gold per hour than you would by actively playing, the reality is that during that hour of you, quote, farming, you are probably just spending about 30 seconds actually gathering those mana thistles, and the other 59 minutes, 30 seconds, is spent doing whatever else you are doing while waiting for the add-on to ping you. Now, what you could also do is if you're a character with stealth like a druid or rogue, you can place yourself in different caves and wait for mining vein respawns, and this add-on will ping you whenever a mining vein is available, as long as you set it up to ping you for mining veins. That option will be a lot less lucrative in general, but might also be a lot less competitive, because mana thistles are already quite camped on a lot of servers. This add-on already has 40,000 downloads, and if any of you guys download it, that's going to add to the general competition of resource camping. But I still think it's worth knowing about, and once again it's just super awesome for those of you who are looking to multitask whenever you are playing, and or have the ability to have WoW up in the background while doing other things. And personally, I've used this add-on the last couple of days while researching video topics, and also while writing video scripts, and I'm absolutely loving it so far. So with that being said, hopefully I've explained the add-on itself and how to use it well enough, and now I want to show you guys a couple of locations where you can use this to camp resources, just so you have a couple of examples of where you can use this to your advantage. Actually, one thing I'll say real quick is to make sure that you go to your sound settings in game and make sure you enable the sound in background option, so World of Warcraft can play sounds in the background even when WoW is in the background. Okay, with that being said, let's check out some locations. Location number 1 is in the Twilight Ridge in Nagrand, where you can farm for quite a few different things, mostly mana thistles, but you do also have some mining vein locations within the location. The Twilight Ridge presents you with 2 different campable locations, one within the Twilight ridge itself, where you have 2 different Mana Thistle locations, as well as multiple mining vein locations around the place. And you also have another campable location right outside the ridge itself, on the platform outside, where you also have 2 Mana Thistle locations, and a mining vein location. As this is a level 70 zone, you have a much higher chance of the mining veins being a rich adamantite or a corium than you would in other locations in Outland, so there's another upside to the location. In the ridge itself, you have a 5 to 6 different spawn locations for Mana Thistle, making it a little bit more annoying to actually camp, but by standing in the middle, so you should be able to cover 5 out of 6 possible Mana Thistle spawn locations. The spot right outside the main ridge on the platform only has 2 spawn locations for Mana Thistle, making these Mana Thistles a lot easier to farm and camp for, as you simply need to stand in between the 2 spawn locations. Another location that uses the same principle as Twilight Ridge is Socrethar's Seat in Netherstorm. This is a little island all the way northwest in Netherstorm, where once again you have 2 Mana Thistle spawns, as well as a couple of mining veins. By positioning yourself in the middle of the island, you should be able to cover all of the possible Mana Thistle spawn locations, as well as most of the mining vein locations, so simply position yourself in the middle of the island, and wait for the add-on to ping you. Now, if all of the Mana Thistle locations are taken, I also like camping inside caves, but this one is only if you have mining. So basically, find a cave with 1, 2 or 3 possible respawns, and camp inside there. Make sure the add-on is tracking both adamantite, rich adamantite and corium, and the add-on will ping you whenever a mining vein becomes available. The cave that I personally use is the Wormwall Cave all the way up northwest in Nagrand, but there's tons of possibilities out there. Now, all of that being said, the way I would personally use this add-on is 100% for farming Mana Thistles, because that is where the gold is at when it comes down to actually camping a resource location. The price of other herbs don't really come close to it, but then again, other herbs also respawn more frequently, so you could be able to make about 100 gold per hour using this add-on to camp quite literally anything. I mean, you could camp Netherbloom in Netherstorm, and if you find a somewhat decent location to camp those, you could make quite a bit of gold by doing that. And if you go to Shadowmoon Valley, you can also farm for Nightmare Vines, and they sell for quite a bit, and you can make quite a bit of gold by doing that as well. I guess I'll show you guys one more location, just in case you want to camp for Nightmare Vines, and that is all the way east in Shadowmoon Valley, at the Black Temple. And by positioning yourself in the middle in the back, you can quite literally camp 4 different Nightmare Vine spawns at the same time. So if you're lucky, you might get 4 Nightmare Vines at the same time, and you can get up to 3 Nightmare Vines per harvest. So in a perfect world, you can make just as much gold per harvest here as you would make from camping Mana Thistles, and these Nightmare Vines respawn much faster, so it's worth a shot. And that is pretty much it, guys. I think this add-on is incredibly useful, and it helps you farm gold while having WoW in the background, which is perfect for multitasking, and or just farming gold while playing other games or doing quite literally anything else than actively farming. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully you find the add-on helpful. If you did enjoy the video, do me a favor and click that like button to help push the video into the algorithm, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. That is it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.